By mid-morning, this village is already in full motion. The farmers have been in the fields for hours, students are deep into their lessons, and the shops are fully stocked and open for business. But inside one house, the shutters remain closed. Aarav is still in bed, physically disconnected from the momentum building just outside his door. He spends his waking hours wondering why his goals feel out of reach, as if he's trying to catch a train that has already left the station. Hariram, a local farmer who starts his work in the pre-dawn dark, had been watching this play out for months. He saw Aarav's dark windows every morning while the rest of the world was gearing up. Aarav had plenty of desire to succeed, but he was attempting to build a life while working against the rhythm of his environment. That evening, Hariram sat with Aarav under the village banyan tree to explain the cost of those lost hours. He told the young man that those who wake before the sun are the ones who lead the day, while everyone else is simply left chasing it. This chart visualizes the chase. When you start late, indicated by this red marker, you are immediately behind the curve. The day's demands, the chores, the noise, the interruptions, hit you all at once, forcing you into a reactive state. Leading the day looks like this green marker on the top axis. By starting before the wave of demands even begins, you create a buffer zone. It's a period of time where you can move at your own pace without being crowded by the needs of others. Time isn't something you can find. It's something you must claim before the world has a chance to take it from you. The next morning at 5 a.m., Aarav stepped into a world he didn't recognize. The village was still, the air was sharp and cold, and the only sound was the crunch of his own footsteps on the dirt road. He noticed the subtle shift of the wind and the first few notes of the birds, sights and sounds that usually occurred while he was unconscious. But after 3 days, the novelty vanished. His eyes burned, his limbs felt heavy, and his body began to demand that he return to his old, comfortable schedule. He sat in the dark, wondering if he was wasting his time. Every instinct told him to go back to sleep and forget Hariram's advice. The success of a new habit is rarely decided by the excitement of the first day. Instead, it is decided by the willingness to endure the physical and mental pushback of the first week. To fight off the urge to sleep, Aarav developed a sequence. He started with a walk to the pond and light exercise, using physical movement to clear the fog from his head. With his body awake, he turned to his mind. In the silence, he mapped out his priorities for the day, deciding what mattered most before the village noise could distract him. Finally, he used the remaining time to study. He practiced skills that he previously claimed he was too busy to learn. These 3 elements, body, mind, and growth, function like interlocking wedges. When they come together in that early window, they form a solid foundation that supports the rest of the day. Waking up early provides the space to direct your attention toward yourself before you have to give it away to everyone else. Within a month, the afternoon slump that used to leave Aarav sluggish began to disappear. He felt more alert throughout the day, as if he had finally caught up to the rhythm of the village. The change showed in his output. Tasks that used to take him all day were now finished by noon. Neighbors no longer saw him rushing to catch up. They saw a man who was consistently ahead of his deadlines. He hadn't added any hours to his life. He had simply moved his most important work into the window of time where his energy was highest and the world was quietest. One evening, Aarav met Hariram again. Looking over the fields they worked that day, Aarav finally understood the value of the farmer's lesson. Hariram reminded him that life doesn't typically pivot on a single massive event, but on the small, repetitive choices that most people overlook. A change in direction doesn't require more time in the day. It requires a more intentional way to begin it.